It is windy. Windy. We're almost a kingfisher, and the wind is ripping out of the south. Temperature outside right now is 64 degrees. And we haven't even made it to where the wind is really blowing. Target is going to be Sealing, Oklahoma. And then we'll just sit and see what happens. But that's kind of centralized area. And so if anything kicks off, then we will be able to respond appropriately. Pretty much from about anywhere around there, so allergies are flaring up like crazy. Tree pollen and ragwood, I would imagine, is probably going to be pretty serious out this way.
I can't do that while you're in the car. You'll need to do this on your iPhone when it is safe to do so.
Oh. Well, I'm glad that just randomly happened. Randomly happened there. Didn't even say the name, and it still happened. That doesn't surprise me, though. I know one thing. When we get up here, I'm going to have to take and wipe my window off because there is a big old spot on it. We'll take care of that. We will take care of that. Thank you guys for joining in. We're on watch duty again. Seeing if anything's going to kick off out here. It's dry. Hadn't got much rain. What rain they did get's already been absorbed. And so we'll just have to see. Sealing, Oklahoma. Sealing. That's going to be the place today. We're going to go and hang out. Well, the redbuds are blooming now. That's pretty. Pretty. Riding solo today. Don't have my brother with me. He had some appointments to go to, so anything that we will be doing, we'll be doing on our own. Do a little satellite lag here real quick as we drive underneath this. That is 100% correct. I was watching one of my videos, or a part of it anyway, the other day, and my brother is an allergy sufferer. I'm an allergy sufferer. And it was the Sniffles crew because we were continually the whole entire chase. So yeah. And sadly enough, if there are any big fires, that only adds to the fun. So, yep, that is correct. Thankfully, I can get by with just a couple of things. Generally, Allegrity and some Flonase will do me just right. Can't take some of that hardcore stuff, that Sudafed, boy. That's like a instant nap for me. Some people can take it with no problem, but not this guy. It's terrible. Kind of like these roads. Terrible. And that guy's putting the paint on heavy there. Making extra sure he knows where he's been spraying at. Yeah. Zyrtec has a tendency to make me a little bit hyper. And I don't like that feeling. Some people can't take Allegra. Some people can't take Claritin D. Flonase has been pretty good to me. I'll take this time to thank everybody that has joined so far. And we're keeping an eye out for any wildfires. We've got a red flag warning out here. Basically, Kingfisher County over to Perry. Let's see how far it goes. It goes up a lot. So, there is a yearling fire, which is up by Noble. Let's see if that thing's still active. I don't know if it is. I doubt it very seriously. It hasn't been removed. It says it's only 98.5 acres, but it would be over north of Red Rock, Oklahoma, in between Red Rock and Marland. But there's been no updates to it since yesterday, 22 hours worth. And so I doubt very seriously that that's still active. But man, this thing goes way up into Kansas, where there are some wildfires. There are some wildfires that are out in the Texas Panhandle. Let's see here. Vegetation fire that just kicked off 25 minutes ago. Unknown size of vegetation fire with multiple satellite heat signatures visible from NOAA. And so that is northwest of Pampa. So when I talk to the guys over in Gray County, which is just to the southeast of Pampa by a little ways, they said they've had some suspicious activity going on. And you know, strangely enough, this time it's northwest of Pampa. So there might be a little firebug running around out there somewhere. I have not done that, but if you would be obliged to do so while I'm driving, I would appreciate any information that you could help me out with there. Yeah, there's another thing that comes along with having allergies. I feel like you're getting choked out. The majority of the time, but I will look over here at the visible satellite real fast and see what we got. We'll do some localized sectors here. That'll cover that. And then so I'm scanning through all of the different satellites, and I can see the burn scars all over the place. I don't know if there's one that's starting up maybe northwest of Woodward. I'm going to have to take and keep an eye on that. See if that spot grows. This road is terrible. Bumpy. Thankfully, it does not take forever to get off of it. We get on this smooth asphalt up here in a little bit. Check a couple more things And we're not necessarily limited to this area. It's just that the winds are higher out here. And so also Mesonet. So there's a swath of basically from southwest Oklahoma to basically south central Oklahoma, where the dew points right now are in the teens. They're a little bit higher up here in northwest Oklahoma, so we may not. I mean, I think ceiling would probably be about the furthest that we would want to go, simply because the area down in the southwestern part of the state is really where the dry air is at. And so also want to take a look here at our, let's see here, let's change our Mesonet station. Let's go to ceiling. So the dew point is 21. Winds are gusting to 30 mile per hour. And that's where the big majority of your heavier winds are out in this area. So I think we're okay. We're going to look here. At the winds. Yeah, you get out around Moreland in that area, winds are gusting to 43 mile per hour. Basically everywhere out here where we're going to be, they're in the high 30s, mid to high 30s, I'll put it that way. So there is no ifs, ands, or buts about whether or not it's going to be blowing. And once we do get up here and get set up, we do have the anemometer inside of the vehicle, so we'll be able to take and measure it. This anemometer is kind of weird because you got to let it settle first. Can't take the first reading off of it. It's going to be high, so we'll let it settle out, and then we'll give you guys some good updates on what is happening there. But also, let's look at the relative humidity real quick. Relative humidity in this area where we're going to is about 20. So dry. It's even drier down south, like I said. So southern Canadian County, all down, even over around Purcell, Davis, Sulphur maybe, all the way down toward Waurika, in that area, down Altus, Tipton area, Hobart, Fort Cobb, Minko, Chickasha, Washington, and Byers, and even over as far as Ada. Relative humidity is down in the teens. And then again, you get up here by Putnam and Ceiling is 20. And so let's go back here. And the air temperature, what is the air temperature outside? That's a big thing too. Air temperature at ceiling, 64 degrees. It's 67 right here in my car. Don't know what my phone is saying. That's accurate, 64. shot of Red Bull again. You got that right. This is the part of the Oklahoma that your next door neighbor lives in Texas. It's very sparsely populated. There's good people out here, don't get me wrong. I enjoy them, visiting with them. They'll pull over and talk to you. Farmers and ranchers, all of that stuff. That guy just passed in the no passing zone. Shame on him. But it is. It's all right. A lot of stuff going on out here, though. All these little storage facilities over here with these big round tanks. This road would virtually take us all the way over there to Pampa, Texas. But I do not want to commit that far. It's really not that bad. It's about, I think, about 3 hours from here. Not out of the question. Does not appear that it has grown any. Let's see if there's any new updates. 39 minutes ago, there is no containment so far, no amount of acreage that has been listed. So, anyway, we will go back and we will start looking in our part of the world. That one. Vegetation fire that was updated 33 minutes ago on one that was over by Pawnee, between Cleveland and Pawnee, is that it is contained and that all agencies have been released. Excuse me on that one. Wind is blowing me around like crazy. So, so far so good, people. The other day when we were out here and there was a fire, the fire department had to chase down a semi that had a truck that it had gone and picked up and did not secure one of the chains, and it ended up being really bad because he was dragging that chain and it was sparking and it was setting fires along the roadway, and they'd already just put out one big one. So it was interesting. We were out there on that, and those firemen were very proficient, I will say, at getting them put out very quickly. We went all the way over to Laketon, Texas, and got on a big one, and it was still an active fire, and it was down in the Cap Rock region, so it was extremely hard for them to get in there. But man, they got trucks that are impressive. Big old tires on them, look like they's about 7 foot tall. This guy right here in front of us, we're gonna go around him. Looks like he's got a storm shelter in the back of that thing. That's exactly what that looks like. He's dug it up. Gonna go bury it somewhere else. Look like maybe off of the oil lease. They plant them things out there so the guys can take and get in them if they need to. Oh, let's see here. So, I don't know how long it'd take me to get there, but we're going to find out. I can probably get there pretty quick. Two hours and 15 minutes away. I don't think I will be able to get that. So, there was one that kicked off, but man, that thing, they got right on it. It says it's already under control. So, we, again, and that wasn't even in the red flag, so I don't know how strong the winds are. It looked like that maybe they were, after naming off all those locations a while ago, that it might be. So, we'll just go out here and sit like we're intentionally planned to do so. Or I say initially planned. That area out there, like I said, by Pampa, man, that's going to be tough. That area is big old canyons out there. But they got the equipment to cover it, so. Certainly appreciate everybody that's joining in, kind of give you a brief update as to what we're doing. We're going to go out and set up at Sealing, Oklahoma, kind of the central area where the higher winds are, the lower relative humidities and the dew points. And so we're going to hang out here and see if anything kicks off. And if it does, we will be able to respond pretty quickly, to be quite honest with you. So, we are thankful that you're right along with us. I will also say, if you have not liked, shared, subscribed, and hit that notification bell, please do so. We want y'all to ride around with us all the time when we go out and we chase these fires and severe weather and winter weather and whatever else that we might come upon. And so it's also an appropriate time to say thank you, thank you, thank you for joining in. Winds are blowing hard. I would almost expect, with them being as high as they are, that we're probably going to get over here and we're going to see a bunch of sand blowing. So, the other thing is, as we are coming into spring, if y'all look over at the trees and if you can see them, and they don't go by too fast, the trees are budding out, and so that's going to be a help here before very long, because things are going to start to green up. We need that because we're still struggling with the drought. And so we need it to get green so the fire hazards decrease tremendously. The potential for those things. And then all the cedar trees need to leave and go to a big burn pile somewhere. Whenever it is safe to do so. that would help out also. Because those things are no good. They suck water out of the earth. They're shallow roots. And it can rain, and those trees will drink that water in before the grass will even get water. So that doesn't help at all. And their sap and their leaves and everything else that they have, when they get fire to them, they go up like gasoline. And they got dried vegetation around them, dead trees, because they've sucked so much water away from the trees that are around them that they literally starve them and they can't get enough water, and so they die. They used to plant them as there's some dust blowing. Maybe no, that's coming straight out of the field. Thinking maybe that there was a car or something driving down the road. There are some guys up working on the wind generator out there. We've got the back access door open up on it. Hopefully we don't see anything today, and it is a clean day. A lot of farmers have lost a lot of grass pasture that feeds their cattle. Range Road fire. Folks from all around bringing round bales in so the farmers can take and feed their cattle, because it looks like an arid desert place out there. Man, howdy. That wind is a-blowing. We're going to do a little window cleaning once we get up here to this Gore's truck stop. And sealing. I've got some stuff that needs to be cleaned off of the windshield. I got some stuff that needs to be cleaned off on the inside. And I got some stuff that needs to be cleaned off on my windows. So we're going to have a little spring cleaning going on when we get up here, y'all. I have a low profile vehicle, and that wind is pushing me around like it ain't nothing. "29 miles to our location." "29 miles. Oh, wait. None of that stuff needs to be going on. Now I'm here to tell you. It says it's 62 outside over here. 64 in my car. It was 67 back by Watonga. And 64 on the screen. I think that screen that is up there is probably pretty accurate. It pulls data from probably the measurements. Not 100% sure on that, but all I know is that it's always about 2 or 3 degrees off. You can still see the fields, how yellow and brown they are. It's a lot of dry vegetation out here. A lot of it. Clumps of love grass. They're blowing in the wind. We're going to slow down for these railroad tracks because these things are rough. A lot of people won't, but they... Good thing is we got on some really good pavement up here. You can see it coming. And I can't wait. This bumpy road. There we go. Nice and smooth now. Whoa. Mom, it went. Woo! Okay, I see something I think I want to take in. Maybe go get a shot of right here. I'm almost positive that I do. I think it would be great. If it's not a tractor or something. We'll have to see. But our road is right up here. We're going to be able to take and go on it. This is going to be Oakwood, Oklahoma. And like I said, pretty sure that we would see some blowing sand and dust. And I think we're going to get a full dose of that here in about 2 seconds. I don't know 100% if we can go back this route. I think we can. Looks like it tees off. Where did it all go? Quite possibly. What I seen was this guy. Quite possibly. Never does hurt to go and check out situations like this. You just never know. The faster that we can get back over on the good pavement, the better off we will be. I think we're going to have us a dirt road right up here that's going to go back to the west. Maybe. I see telephone poles anyhow. That ain't going to guarantee me anything, but it is a county road. We're all right. Little brief detour there, taking y'all on a scenic route. So that was a silica plant back there. They were hauling all of the product back out after they farmed it. So there's another bunch of tree types that will go up pretty quick. Those are blackjack trees. Scrub oak, blackjack, whatever you want to call them. Brief little side tour. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Wasn't much to see, but hey. It's hot. Oh, that's why. A little AC issue there. It wasn't on. Now we're all right. All right, back on the road again. Little town of Oakwood. Hilltop Cafe, not open today though. Well, you guys are smashing that like button like crazy again. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. No, there's not a crack in my windshield. I have got to clean that off whenever we get up here to the gas station. That is a suction cup circle that I missed whenever I was cleaning my windshield today. I moved some things around, and so I will fix that as soon as possible. But good eyes for you. That was an awesome notice. And unfortunately, like I said, I'll have to take care of that here in just a little while. But good to see you back. Appreciate you joining in on the live stream. That wind is pushing me around like crazy. I'll let y'all know whenever I pull in up here, because this gas station, it's Gore truck stop over on the south side of the road. It sets up on top of the hill, and so we'll be able to get a good, accurate reading on the anemometer. Eagle eye, that's right. That's what my brother told me the other day when we were out chasing and we were on that moorland wildfire. I think you were with us on that deal, but I looked down underneath those low-level clouds and he was like, how in the world did you see that thing? That one that was over there by Raiden. It is a gorgeous day outside. Just a tad bit windy. If you're flying a kite, boy, you'd be happy today. Because there is a lot of wind right now. I forget what the wingspan is. There you go. I can see a long ways off. I can't see very well up close. I have to wear glasses. Didn't used to be that way. But I'm a little older now. And sadly enough, and this is a daily instructional video of today, if you're young, take care of your eyes and your ears. I did so many things to hurt my eyes whenever I was a kid. And same thing, working around running aircraft motors. And now I get to hear screaming jet engines in my ears all the time. Because the tinnitus just doesn't go away. My eyes. Should have had eye protection on a lot of times. But because I was stubborn and I didn't want to do what I was told to do, I didn't wear it. And now I wish I would. So, that was your informational message for the day. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Yeah. We have the migratory eagles that comes down here, but they love it up in your area. We have to wait for them to come down here and have their babies, and then we're able to take and get pictures of them. I go over to an area called Grand Lake, and on the south side of that lake there is a big dam and spillway, and they come in, they let water out of that dam, and they love to fish in that water. And so they'll set along the riverbank and they'll dive down and catch them a fish and then go up and eat it, and then take it back and feed their kids. So are you out of the deep freeze up there? The other day you said it was like -14. Oh man, minus 20. That's hard for some of us to imagine. We don't get that very often around here. And when we do, we're all afraid that we're going to freeze and then break into a bazillion pieces. That's crazy. Nine miles. 9 miles. I do chase storms. We were just on a big storm the other day. So we were chasing storms the other day in southwest Oklahoma. Started out at Elgin and tracked it back to the Oklahoma City Metro, and between a town called Minco and Tuttle, we were on a weak tornado, but nonetheless it was a tornado, confirmed. Had a small funnel that came down, but it was in contact with the ground because we did see the dust swirl beneath it. And so even though there's no full condensation cone, it's still a tornado. That is very true. I was on both of those days. I wasn't on the tornado. I was further southwest. The news team sent me, or the storm team sent me down southwest Oklahoma. But we got on a pretty decent storm. It was tornado warned in Texas, and we brought it across as it came across near Sayre, Oklahoma. Eric and Sayre. And so we followed it. And it was tornado warned whenever it came across the border. And so had some pretty scary looking clouds on it. But nothing touched down. All the while, the one up at Fairview all the way up to almost, well, it did go into Kansas, not almost. But yeah. And then a couple of days after that, they had the Beggs and the Bristow, Sand Springs, Kellyville, Owassa tornado that was on the ground over there. So, and unfortunately, people lost their lives in Beggs. We were on that. No habla español, por favor. English. So, anyway, we're coming up on ceiling here pretty quick. Yeah, there was a lot of coverage on those storms. Our guys was tracking it. And we were over there. We were at Cromwell. And we were going to head north. I say Cromwell. We were actually, we went north on Highway 56 at Castle. And it was down to a one-lane road. They had a traffic light. And so we bailed out on that, and we went over to Okemah. And we were going to go north, and we should have gone north because we would have been able to see that. But we were pulled off of it. No, I mean, we were told that we could chase it. But we were tired. We've been out all day. And so... yeah. Missed it by like maybe, I don't know, probably 10 minutes. If we would have stuck with the storm and followed it up to Beggs, we'd have been right there. Surprisingly enough, I was really expecting to see more dust and dirt over here because this is generally a pretty sandy area. And so, and the winds aren't playing. Gabriel Oliveira. Yes. Inglés, por favor. I'm going to switch lanes here. This is Sealing, Oklahoma. Sealing is a balmy 62 degrees. We're just a few miles from our destination, folks. And we will take and set up there, and we'll just keep the live stream running. We'll talk to everybody as much as they want to talk to us. And appreciate the 21 likes so far. You guys are awesome. Keep smashing that like button. But more than that, hit that notification bell and hit that subscribe button and hit that like and share. You already hit the like. What am I talking about? I'm being repetitive. Old Dollar General. Beep, beep, beep. Entering into Major County. Daniel Shaw comes back every year. I would imagine that him and Clive and Jane Hebert are probably, if they're not in the country, they will be very, very soon. Considering April is right around the corner, generally they're getting all of their stuff taken care of. And getting ready to rock and roll for the most part. I met Clive and Jane in, where was that? That would have been O'Keene, I do believe, last year. Sat and talked to them for quite some time. Very nice people. And so, yeah. And I've, on occasion, had the opportunity to talk to Daniel. waiting on storms to form generally. Let's see what we want to do here. What kind of shot do you all want? Probably. Let's do this one over here. At least you'll be able to take and kind of sort of stare at the road and the, well, maybe not. This will work though. Now let's let her settle out and see what we got as far as winds blowing. So there is 30. So generally we're averaging at about 25, 26 gusts up to over 30. So yeah, I think that's a common theme with a lot of the different folks. They've always enjoyed it. We had the Severe Weather Expo down at the mall in Oklahoma City Saturday. And I got to see the people that we are sending our information out to and shake their hands and look them in the eye. And, you know, it means a lot. And so that was really cool. And kind of a general format for those ones that do want to chase or to even be meteorologists. Most of them have had a passion for it. I remember growing up as a kid, my dad telling us all different kinds of things about storms. He wasn't a degreed meteorologist. He was a farmer and he was a salesman. And so, but he would tell us the truth. And so generally whenever he said something, especially it's time to get in the cellar, we would do it. And so I think it kind of grew from there. Also the fact, man alive, that wind is getting it right now. That was 30 mile an hour there. If you're actively going to go out and do Skywarn, then yes. I mean, you have to have that. And so to take the classes, no. I mean, obviously you got to be able to get to wherever they're holding it at. But if you're going to be a actual Skywarn spotter, I think they also want you to have your ham radio license as well in order to be able to take and report back what you're seeing. So I've considered that. I have a GMRS radio, and it is pretty powerful. It's a 50 watt. GMRS is limited to 250 watts. I think it was probably putting out somewhere around 40. Yeah, that is true. I think that there possibly are some online classes that you could take. If you have been certified before, you can go on MetEd and take the course there. But you have to go through one of their courses initially to get the certificate. So, I mean, I would have. It's been a while since I've done that, so I wouldn't take me to the bank on that part. You may be able to do all of it now through the MetEd University. And so, anyway, but there are a lot of valuable courses on there that would help you. As far as meteorology, it gets pretty in depth. And I think some of them may be pay courses. I think some of them are free. I'd have to get on there and look just to be sure. But anyway, that GMRS radio put out too much. And so whenever I would key up to make a radio call, it would shut down my rooftop camera and my other camera in my vehicle. And so I just quit using it completely. And it's not like a ham radio where you can talk thousands and thousands of miles if you're bouncing off of repeaters. Man, look at this crane coming down the road. That thing has, let's see, or whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. I think it's going to be pulling in here too. It has 9 tires on it. Yeah, he is. It is a crane service. 9 tires on one side. Look at that. Look at this thing coming across, man. It looks like a caterpillar. That is crazy. Even crazier is the fact that he was rolling at about 70 miles an hour before he decided to turn here. That was some kind of crane. The lower end of it, I guess. Without the crane part on top of it. But just mobile. Good grief. 45 mile per hour wind gust. I'm gonna flip over here real quick. I'm gonna look at the Mesonet stuff real fast. Bear with me, guys. So air temperature out here now is reached 65. We're at 64, so we're about a degree off on our vehicle. Winds right now where we are at just gusted to 44. And so my reading would be accurate in my vehicle. This had one to 48. Crazy, crazy, crazy. What are the dew points? Dew points right now, 21. Just south of us, 18. 18. Golly. What is the relative humidity? Did I say that already? Relative humidity is bone dry. 19s, 15s down south of us. Man, it is. At Kenton, there's not a drop of water in the air. It is 7. That is the last place before you head into the New Mexico, Texas. Well, technically not Texas. New Mexico and Colorado. Texas is just a touch south of that, but man, Lon. So yeah, it is definitely. Let's go over to fire management and see what the burn rate is and all that kind of stuff. So in ceiling, moderate fire danger right now. Dispersion is good. Spread component is 101. Just to the south of us is, no, that's Woodward. Woodward is at 116. Let's go to satellite. Let's see what we can see. Thankfully, we don't have anything yet. Yeah, I hear you. Give me 1 second. Ken, I am going to take a phone call real fast, and I'll be right back. I'm going to put my audio on mute real quick. But I'll be right back, okay? Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Had to take a little brief intermission there. But yeah, so we're getting pretty consistent winds up here. 20 mile per hour. Here's 26 with gust up to 40 we had just a little bit ago. So it is blowing like crazy. The good thing is, and I'd said this before, that at least we're starting to green up a little bit. So the tree sap is flowing a little. Again, you know, the worst enemies up here are going to be the cedar trees and stuff like that, because they are still real, regardless of what time of year I think it is, still very volatile as far as, you know, fuel for something like that. You can set them on fire, they just go up like a match, and so just crazy. And so they're very, very dangerous. And Ken was saying, you know, they got fires where he used to be out in California, and people lost their homes and stuff like that. And the same thing over last year in southeastern Logan County. There were a ton of people that lost their homes and stuff like that. There, I believe that there was some lives that were lost, if I'm not mistaken. And so, anyway, yes, that's right. While I have you on here, I'm going to show you a couple of things real fast. First off, so I have it set in night mode right now, so I can't leave it on for very long. But back to the hold on a minute. Let me take this phone call too. I'll just stay on. Won't put it on mute. Or not. Yeah, not on mute. Hold on. Let me get you. Okay, what's up? I'm here by myself. Not yet, anyways. So, but winds are gusting to 40 miles. Now they're at 31 just now. So they're anywhere between 25 to about 45. So I seen a 40 just a second ago. But if one does kick off, I mean, there's still a bunch of dry vegetation out here. So, no, I'm at Ceiling. I just came to Ceiling. I'm going to set up here. I'm at the Gore truck stop. That way I'll have bathroom access and stuff like that if I need to run in. So, get me some snacks or something here in a little bit. Yeah. No, not yet. I got Watch Duty pulled up on my tablet too. So. Huh? I said duty, watch duty. That's D-U-T-Y and not D-O-O-T-Y. But anyways, I'm live streaming right now, so everybody just heard me say that. Alright, goodbye. That was my brother Greg. So he is generally one of them that goes with me whenever we go out and chase. 44 mile per hour wind gust right there, guys. 46 mile per hour wind gust. That is crazy. Oh, so the next thing that we have is We got 2. What is going on? Oh, I would imagine so. That is awesome that you got views of the... There's left front. We can take and go to that one as well. And then there's bug guts. And by the way, y'all didn't remind me, but I need to take and clean that camera off for sure. But also do my windshield real fast. So give me 1 second. The people are bailing like crazy because they don't like being on a roller coaster ride. But give me 1 second. I want to step out if I can keep all my stuff on like it needs to be here. I may have to cinch my hat down to keep it from blowing off. Because today is one of them days. Yeah, those flags are ripping, that's for sure. You know, and that's probably a good shot right there. But once I get my window all cleaned off, I want to run in. Levi Nurnberg. Let's see. Is the fire in Derby, Kansas yet? So, that one was from 2 days ago. That one's probably not even valid. There is a vegetation fire that was updated. All units have been released per radio traffic. Yearling fire, that's Red Rock that we know that one's no good. It hasn't been updated for days, 2 days. Let's see. And there's a big fire out by Yellow Fire. That's burned 14,208 acres. That is out by Dumas. Level 3 evacuation order about 1 hour ago. 65% containment. So that's out in Texas. Still an active fire, only 65% contained. So that is not good for the people. Now it's probably going to take and switch directions. It was heading south, now it's going north, and now it's going to be south again. And to answer the question for Levi, I don't see any. Unless it hasn't been updated on watch duty yet. Because Derby, Kansas is just south of Wichita, southeast, not my very far. And I do not see any active wildfires at the moment with Derby. Period. Nowhere. Let's take quickly, and I want to take and use my